Sandi, it's great to see you. I enjoyed you doing the commentating last week. So let's be real frank. Were you more scared doing that than you are competing?
Oh, most definitely, especially since I only had 48 hours notice. So
Wow.
very last minute trying to learn the fields, like who's competing. And it was a lot of people that I don't know. So there was a lot of research. But I'm so thankful that Lewis was commentating because he was like, just if you have something to say, just say it. Don't feel like you have to know everything. You're just the color commentator, add something interesting. So I just tried to focus on adding interesting tidbits that I know about the events in general and not focusing as much on stats and things like that. So it was really fun. I definitely pushed myself, or it pushed me out of my comfort zone. I was very nervous. And I think though it was really good practice for the future, because I don't know, maybe I'll end up in broadcasting someday. We'll see, but it's fun. I really enjoyed it.
Last winter, Sam Kendricks explained to me the difference in runways indoors and how some athletes get benefit from one and from another. Is this a good runway for you at the University of Arkansas?
Yeah, I think our runway here at Arkansas is perfect for anyone. You can get some raised runways that, well, the problem is there's no regulation for how a raised runway is made.
Okay.
But I feel like the Arkansas raised runway is very solid. It's not bouncy, but it's really fast. And I love it. The only thing I don't love is it's actually loud and you can hear your feet and you feel like you're stomping down the runway. But I practice on it all the time, so I'm used to it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this runway would be great for just about anybody because it's not bouncy. It's really solid. I mean, it's pretty much a permanent runway. And it's got Mondo on it, so it's extremely fast.
Would you be happy with the 475 or 480 this week, or kind of where are you? Is that a little premature early in the season?
I mean, honestly, I'm to the point in my career where when I jump a 470, I'm like, ugh. Even if it's a season opener, it's, 470 is kind of that number in my head where I'm like, if I didn't jump at least 470 today, I'm pretty bummed. But I do feel like I'm in jumping condition. The only thing that I'm really going to be I'm unsure about or going to be having to experiment with is I'm jumping on a new series of poles, and I competed on them at my home meet in September to kind of get a feel for it. But the poles, it's amazing how when you're jumping on new poles that you've never competed on, it can be mentally difficult to trust the set, if that makes sense. Like trust that when I go to this next pole, it's going to be the right amount stiffer that I need. Because the series before that I've jumped on for years. Yeah. And so I know exactly what each pole is going to do when I hit it a certain way. So that's kind of where my little bit of insecurity is coming from. But I did compete on them this last season, and everything went great. And I think as long as I just get on that runway and trust it, I'm ready to jump something big. I just have to get the right pole and in my hand and the standards in the right place.
Thanks, Sandi.